guys, welcome to The Christian Way. My name is Tessie and I'm co-hosting with
Pascal. Peace. It's a Saturday. It's a party time.
Yeah, and if today is your first time on this show, this is a platform where we just get to talk about different topics that are very interesting, so make sure to stay tuned. Anyways, Pascal, how was your week?
My week was fair, a bit challenging. I would say I lost somebody.
Sorry.
And the beauty about a believer losing somebody is that it becomes like you rest in the hope of God. And to anybody who just lost his beloved ones, I would like to remind you that when we grieve, we grieve in hope, not in despair.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would say that's my highlight.
Yeah, I can imagine how you must be feeling. I don't know, losing someone must be very hard. I'm very grateful to God that I haven't lost someone who's very close to me, like really close to me. So I'm grateful to God because I don't know what I would do. So yeah. Anyways, so should we just jump into the
sure, let's do
trending thing? Okay, so guys, for the trending news, we have Christmas. Christmas is coming up. But other countries have started decorating, but Rwanda, what are we still doing? When are we still starting? I mean, when are we going to start to
decorate the city?
I know.
In a Christmas way.
Yeah, I'm excited for Christmas. I'm always excited for December because it's always lit.
Already have drips?
Oh, already.
I know.
Plans are here. We can't wait. So yeah, and then also, let's talk about Michael Todd's birthday. It was actually very interesting. I want someone to do that for me.
Todd.
Inviting Kirk Franklin, that was something else.
I know.
And I like the way the song was about what he preaches. He's known for relationships and stuff. So they were kind of putting his, like what he preaches and stuff. And it was very good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was trying to tell you about this in the background that he's one of my favorite preachers. I love his energy when he's preaching and the fact that he makes faith more vibrant. Not faith as in such, but I feel like some preachers, when they are preaching, they have that kind of charisma. I really love his charisma when he's preaching.
Yes,
and how he relates with the young people. When he'll come into any drip he wants, but at the same time the sound of his style of preaching and the way he relates, he's not intimidated by tackling things like sexuality, things like lust. But yes, I really enjoy this guy. He's a person to enjoy. He's a person to enjoy.
I also love that he talks about things the church and the normal church is not ready to talk about. And I feel like that's what makes him very likable. Because that's what we are struggling with as young people, and we want to hear more about it. And he's creating a platform for that. So yeah, that's why I liked Michael Todd too. So yeah, and then moving on to Paul Kagame, our president.
Talk about Piqué, our friend.
Him defending us. I was actually happy for that. I was waiting to hear from him because everyone, left, right, and center, they were complaining about the speed limit and how they're paying a lot, and which is not fair. Like a part where we have like a signpost saying you have to travel like 60 kilometers per hour, but now they're telling you you have to drive at 40. That's not right. And then to top it off, you have to pay a fine if you go over that. So I was really waiting to hear what he had to say.
Man, I think as Swahili people like to say, that's what the Baba wa Taifa is supposed to say. I would say the father of the nation, that's what he's supposed to say when things are not, probably when things are not going right, when we have like something disturbing the nation, he shows up. So it's a good thing. I was looking at some of the people posting and saying, referring him to Solomon And I don't know if you refer him to who, but in one word I would say we enjoy our president and his love for the love of his people. I think that portrays the leadership, the leader who has the heart for his people. So I would say we are blessed to have him, and
we are very blessed.
It's good to keep enjoying him and praying that he can have a good health and everything. So always grateful for our president, I would say.
Definitely. Anyways, guys, without further ado, so as you know, as we told you in the last episode, we have an amazing artist. If you didn't watch the last episode, his name is Gael.
I think we forgot something interesting, if I don't cut you short. We forgot to wish the churches which are going through fasting. We say amen to your zeal, amen to your energy. You didn't waste your energy for nothing. We know churches like Authentic Words Ministry. We know I don't remember other more churches which are going through fasting. We stand with you and we say, we holler at you, people in Masoro, people in everywhere you are. We love our churches and we enjoy to just see how you faithing in, you investing into your spiritual life. So salute. I think it's something we have to mention.
Sorry, I forgot about that. But we're standing with you, and when you fast,
Authentic Ministry is closing, is winding up the 40 days today.
Oh, actually, they've winded up today. I also heard the pastor winded it off yesterday, but it was actually supposed to be today. So I mean, I'm happy for them. Now you can eat.
I know.
That's a good side. Well, I mean, I'm with you. Fasting is never for nothing, unless if you're just doing it and you're not really praying or doing the work, you know. Anyways, I'm sorry I had forgotten about that.
It's okay, it's okay.
So to move on again, so the guest artist we're having today, he's called Gael. He's a rapper, an actor, writer.
I'm doubting.
Y'all are already, but I mean, just to mention, you have to go back and watch the first episode and then watch this one too. But anyways, today we're also going to have things in a different way. Are you ready?
I know.
So we're going to have a guy's talk. So that means my pretty face is not going to be in the frame.
You might appear in behind scene.
So I might appear.
To stick on watching.
Yes. So anyways, without talking too much, let's welcome the guest artist.
All for your glory, Lord. Your hands, but God, I'm feeling lost. God, I'm feeling hopeless. I'm paying the cost. I'm getting restless. God, I'm feeling void. I need to see your face. I'm so annoyed. Show me your secret place. My pursuit of your kingdom, I don't wanna spoil. So give me your wisdom. Anoint me with your oil. I wanna hear you, my fears are making noise, I wanna get near you, so I don't miss your voice. I'm doubting, and my soul is shouting, it's shouting. I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say. All I know is that you got my life in your hands, in your hands, in your hands. I put my life in your hands, in your hands, in your hands. I put my life in your, and you're telling me to wait, and this suspense is too great, but there's no room to debate. You still put food on my plate, but it's so hard to relate when your promises seem late, but there's an appointed date. Till then heal my mental state, cause I'm traumatized. I've been surprised. What I want could be different from your will, like it's the same old song. Could I be wrong? I'm trying to stay strong, but why is it taking so long? I'm doubting, and my soul is shouting, it's shouting. I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say. All I know is that you got my life in your hands, in your hands, in your hands. I put my life in your hands, in your hands, in your hands. I put my life in your hands, in your hands, in your hands. I put my life in your hands, in your hands, in your hands. I put my life in your. I'm doubting, I'm doubting, I'm doubting, and my soul is shouting, it's shouting. I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say. All I know is that you got my life in your hands. I'm doubting, I'm doubting, I'm doubting, and my soul is shouting, it's shouting. I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say. All I know is that you got my life in your hands, in your hands, in your hands. I put my life in your hands, in your hands, in your hands. I put my life in your hands.
Welcome from right from the set of worship that you guys had. I hope you enjoyed. By the way, this is still the Christian way, and we normally say we view the world the Christ way. I believe wherever you are, you're feeling okay. If you're not feeling okay, then may God meet you at the point of your need. We are talking about, we have a very sensitive topic to talk about today, simply because we have a person who has been going through a process. God has been pruning him and transforming him. But if I don't go in much details, allow me, without going into much details, allow me to remind you that last time we talked about addiction, and this addiction was much more about marijuana. Our brother Gael went through a long testimony of this addiction of marijuana, which is actually one of the biggest addiction among the youth or the young people. So today we are talking about another topic, which is still addiction, but in the context of pornography. I know you might say, wow, pornography, but this is a real addiction among the young people, including me, including you who is watching. I don't know how old you are, but this is a real struggle even to the old people. So we are just going to tackle it in the way that relates with you guys, because we are the young people, and the person who is against is also a young person, a young adult, I would say. And also we won't go far from our struggles, from how we struggle with this real struggle, I would say, or real issue among the young people. So stick on the talk as you are also engaging on our platforms, social medias, social handles, YouTube, and everything you believe we can be talking about. As I always mention, you have a very big influence on this talk, because it's on this show and talk, because it's your show, it's our show. So we are into this together. Without delaying or going into much, I would like to welcome Gael in the house.
Thanks, bro. Good to be here again.
At least we can do this.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So we are basically going to talk about pornography, which is a real struggle for the young people. But we can't go into this without reminding people that last time when we talked about marijuana addiction, which was your struggle for a long time, we mentioned things like how you went through it and everything. If you would have like one sentence or two sentences, as in summarizing for anybody who is just watching for today, or probably he missed on the last show, you can do, please.
Well, I mean, yeah, we just tackled how, how it was a struggle for me to quit smoking marijuana, how the devil fought me after I gave my life to Christ and I tried, but also shared just how, God was able to deliver me from it. So in a nutshell, yeah, I guess they'll have to go to the previous episode to see the full testimony as well. Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah.
Yes, so welcome, I would say welcome back. No, not welcome back, but stick on the talk. as we are approaching this topic, sensitive topic, pornography. So in the context of his story, how he was addicted on watching pornography. So we have to tackle it in the way that relates with you guys, as I said, and at the same time, we will focus on points like lust, sexual struggles, but and also I would say in the way that actually connects much with his struggle of pornography. Yes, Gael, I would say you can just dive into the process of how you start to watch porn, or probably any way you feel like you would dive into how you got into an addiction of pornography, and then I'll be going through your story. Just take me into your story, then I'll be asking some questions. Okay. And if I can also share a bit of my testimony, because I personally as well, I watched porn, and I don't know how big I was addicted, but we can just make it more of a topic that is relating with those watching.
Okay. For me, it's not the same as it is today. These days, it's easy for, like, with smartphones and everything, a lot of the youth are getting, exposed to pornography very easily with the internet. But in my time, the internet has just started coming, here in Kigali at least. I was really young, my early teenage years. I think the first porn movie I watched was we used to have video cassette players, the decks, the video cassettes. Yeah. Not many understand that, but like the big video cassettes.
The Z generation especially.
Exactly. Yeah.
The Z
generation. Yeah. If you show them like what is that big thing, like.
But shout out to them, by the way. The Z generation.
Yeah. I think we had a new neighbor in my neighborhood, and these guys had it's an old neighbor. I don't know, I just one day, it's the holidays, go outside and playing with my friends, and they're like, yo, so and so has this video, a movie, porno. I'm like, what is that? They're like, hey, you don't know, we're gonna show you. So they showed me the video, and I immediately borrowed the cassette, and I would watch it at home, like in my room, just of course it got my attention. I was around, I would say I was not yet even, I think below, I would say younger than 14. I was really young, probably 12 years old. And that was the first porn movie I watched. And from then on I got hooked. The videotape, I had to return it to the owner. And then shortly after, now internet cafes started opening up in our neighborhood in Kichukiro, Sonatube. So we used to go there. First of all, just check my email. Not even much to check, I was young. But then also there, I got exposed to now porn websites. Again, from the influence we talked about last week, influence of friends, just being exposed to these things. And I started watching it over the internet, in the internet cafes. Then it reached a point, the internet cafes, they started blocking those websites. Then, now the smartphones came, started sending each other videos, so it became a cycle. Before I knew it, I was addicted. I didn't even know I was addicted until I was grown. This is like years later, more than 10 years later. And I was like, man, I'm addicted to this thing, so I think in a nutshell, I would say that's how it all started. Yeah.
I think before probably I share about, before I get to share about my story as well, before I share about how I also found myself into this devil, I would say the devil project, because you start it slowly and then it starts eventually consume your mind, consumes your thoughts, and then it starts to translate of how you live, how you relate with people. I was watching a video of some ladies sharing about their stories on pornography, and this lady was saying of how she was walking, but looking at people in a different way. Like you look at people, instead of looking at them as people of God, you start now to look at them in terms of like imagining how you wish that you could be in bed with them and everything. So it's the devil project, by the way. So before before I move into much details, which is not, of course, what I intend to do, I would like to know this way of how you push yourself into this, like slowly, how you started slowly. Like take me back a little bit of how you start slowly, and sometimes you cannot even tell that you are addicted. You start to watch a video, probably as you said, your friend pushed you to watch a video today, and then there will be like, then tomorrow you watch again, and then that desire of watching, but you watch a little bit, then tomorrow you watch another piece of set, until you get to, and you can notice that you are addicted. Yeah, take me a little bit, yeah.
Well, again, like I said, it just I didn't know until I was really grown, but yeah, it was just those subtle steps. Okay, maybe let me say this. The reason why we're so fascinated with sex, like even me, that's in my context, sex is good. It's something good God created, between a married man and a married woman, like between a man and a woman who are married. As a gift, it is a gift, and it's something that's really good. The problem is it became, the devil now perverted it. The problem is being exposed to it at an early age. The problem is not, not obeying God and actually, having sex in the context of marriage, because there are reasons for that. But of course, we're exposed as young children. Anything we do outside of God's boundaries, God's purpose, that's where it becomes sin, and it's sin that is destructive to us, right? So I would say that I was exposed to it at a young age. It's something I didn't need to be exposed to or to indulge in or watch and stuff. But that's what happened. I got exposed to it. It affected my desires were sparked. I acted upon those desires, and now it became addictive, where I always had to watch it again and again and again. And like you were saying, started objectifying women as well. You look at a woman passing by, you imagine her naked, you're like, man, yeah, if I could do to her what I've been seeing them doing on, and it just messed up my mind, like corrupted me very badly, So yeah, it just the more I watched it, the more I was exposed to it, the more I got corrupt, the more I fell in that trap, the deeper and deeper I fell into that addiction. So yeah.
If I don't cut you short, probably I would like to know, like, from which time did you watch it up to when, and then how did you realize, oh, this is much for me?
Yeah.
Or when did you find that grace to just where did you find, like, to which point of life did you find yourself saying, oh, now this is becoming a real deal, a real addiction for me, and then now start to surrender to God, like calling upon His name, like to which point of life, I would say.
Just like,
if you would even mention like years, that would be good, but if you don't remember, that's still okay.
Okay. So I started from when I was 12, I think, until I would say God broke me free of pornography in 2018. But it's after I got saved in 2012, that's when I started really, when I was trying to, change my lifestyle, change my ways. Pornography was one of those things I realized I had to really get out of the way, because I didn't realize how hard it would be actually, just like with the cigarettes, the weed, how it was hard. Even though I gave my life to Christ, it was still hard to let go of those things. The same thing with pornography. I would say that was my biggest, it was the biggest challenge. Now this involved my feelings, this involved women around me. So 2012, after I got saved, that's when I started really, you know, I realized what this thing is doing to has been doing to me all these years, and yeah, so that's when I started, you know, crying out to God and you know, just praying for, you know, to be free of this addiction. But the thing is also, life was still hard,
I know.
and when life would be hard, when I'd get depressed or anything, pornography was the vice that I would run to, you know, just like I did with the weed and everything. Pornography was one of the things I would run to
I'll just dive into that exactly on that point. You say it was your place of rescue. No, yeah, the place of rescue you used to run to.
Yes. Escape.
Escape.
Yes.
I would like to talk about conspiracies around pornography, and which actually sometimes push we young people to even watch it because you're curious. To be honest, at this young age, most of the things we do, we watch, we enjoy. Some of them we are pushed to do them because of some conspiracy theories around them. You say about you're talking about the place of escape, and then you say once you feel like stressed up with life and everything. I've ever heard people saying like watching things like such a movies about sexuality, but in a wrong way, of course, sex that is not permitted by God, and also such nasty movies, I would say. And then it's as if that once you watch them, you feel released with stress. Talk about that, like conspiracy around such a movies.
Okay.
If you would even find any other conspiracy, because I know that people would say, oh, like if you watch, like it releases the stress and everything. Yeah.
When it comes to releasing stress, I think you know, when you watch porn or anything like sex and all that, this hormone gets released, like a pleasure hormone. If I'm not mistaken, say the dopamine or serotonin, or both. I'm not quite sure there, but it's one of those hormones that, you know, it's a pleasure hormone.
Yeah.
Of course, you feel good. You feel good, but the problem with this thing is, for how long? For how long will you be good? You know, will you feel good? And that's what makes us keep running to it. Some of those, if you say conspiracies or whatever, I would call them justifications, because also as humans, we tend to not take responsibility of our actions. We tend to defend things even when we know they're bad. Like, no, it makes me feel good. It's good for me because it makes me feel good. Things like that. Another thing I've heard also is, not just heard, but also I thought personally is like, from porn I can learn how to, you know, satisfy a girl. Things like that.
Exactly.
You know? So there's all these reasons that justify
and they push
the goodness of porn. Exactly. And of course, when you're caught up in that sin, whatever sin, when you hear such reasons, you convince yourself, it's okay because of these reasons. It's actually helping me. You know? Yet it's destroying, like they be destroying us and killing us.
The devil's lie.
The devil's lie, man. You know? And I've seen it also, like I've seen in my marriage, you know. I just thank God that I was able to break all that before, but there's nothing, like when it comes to me and my wife, there's no amount of porn or anything that people tell me that will, you know, make our experience better. That's where I realized, like, this sex was a gift of God between just two people.
I know.
For you to explore and enjoy yourselves, you know, and let it stay in the bedroom as it is. It's between the two of you, you know. Because what you see in porn and everything, first of all, it's acting. It's acting. It is acting. So many things we see, if we're not even performing the same in the bedroom, you start getting anxious. You start feeling, you know, a man will feel like he's not man enough, things like that, and that messes up your whole experience, you know, because now you've brought in outside factors. So, they were just like you said, devil's lies, man, and there's nothing good out of it. Yeah,
so I think we are getting it deep into the talk. Pornography. We are still talking about pornography. If you are tuning in right at this time, we would like to welcome you to this talk. You can keep engaging, as we said, on our social platforms, on our YouTube channel, The Christian Way. This is an open talk, pornography with the young people, it's a real struggle for the young people, including me, including my guest who is a young adult and married, by the way. Yes, so let's talk about your sex life. Now, to what extent did pornography affect your sex life? And then before you even get actually to head into a real, also a big struggle, which is masturbation. But let's talk about things like your sex life. How did it affect
My current sex life?
you can go to. I think you'll be good if you start with before married,
Yeah.
and then you now into marriage. How pornography affected your sex life? Yeah.
Well, before marriage, what would I say? It just, things like pornography, the more I watched it, the more I desired women. The more I wanted to, practice what I'm watching. Masturbation came with that as well, which is also another addictive and bad. Like it's something that really really messed my, I call it my sexual health, Yeah, as in, you couldn't live without it, My body was always, I need that release. Into my marriage, I would say, again, I thank God he was able to break me off of it before I got married. And it's something I really took seriously when I realized I'm about to get married, and this is something I can bring into my marriage. And really, I think that was the thing that really made me now even push harder than before. And God broke me free of that. So I would just say, into my marriage, I did not bring it. I did not bring all that. But that doesn't mean sometimes I didn't really, the memories stick. That's the problem now. But I have to remind myself.
If you stick on the memories, the old memories about such an addiction, which has a huge grip on many young people. So, what worked for you? I'm talking about in terms of faith, in terms of tips you pour out to the people watching. What worked for you when it comes to not getting back to the old memories? Because I know, as somebody also who watched pornography, like you always feel like you want to go back and watch. Even when you're trying to get rid of it, even when you're praying to God to help you get rid of this devil plan, which is to destroy, of course, the people of God. Tell me about what worked for you.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. Was it after God broke me? God broke the chain from me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was just the reminder, because when God breaks the chain, it's no longer like holding you back, but still the devil will try and tempt you. And normally the devil will tempt you in your idle moments, or let's say you've been a bit distant from God. So for me, what works is just discipline, having a discipline of, taking care of my body, waking up to pray, exercise, like a lot of exercise. It actually helps in releasing energy, and as a man, the testosterone, which leads to all these things. A lot of prayer, what I watch, the music I used to listen to, cut all that out, because these R&B songs, they call them bedroom songs. This is a song which influence you to think about these things, certain movies as well, even though they're not porn, they still expose a bit too much that can influence someone. So it, more of like getting rid of all those things, and then also like filling my life with good habits, So exercising, work, purpose, having goals in your life, like pursuing your goals. So these things keep me from indulging in, let's say, like the devil throws a memory where you remember that girl, and a lot of prayer and authority, actually, by the way, like rebuking. Of course. There's power in that, like Jesus, get behind me, Satan. There's a scripture that talks about, arresting thoughts, arresting those thoughts to Jesus Christ. They come, you stop, like, Like I'm not about that life anymore. It's done. I'm moving forward. So
you step into faith.
you step into faith. You step into victory. Even like the victory. Like no, God broke me of this. I'm not going back. It's done.
Sin has no hold on me.
It has no hold on me, you know.
Because I believe this is a project of the devil. I always say that. Yeah. But you're talking about, we are talking about people, influencers, how they work, and how they have a big say on our lives daily. And I would like to talk about, I think even as you are struggling, even as you're going into this addiction, there is that person you look to when it comes to you're trying to get rid of it. This person you look to. Tell me about somebody who actually helped a little, like that person who walked with you, and then helped you. It might be a friend, probably your wife. I don't know if by that time she was your girlfriend. I would like to think that you had somebody who walked with you into this journey, because it's a journey, by the way. Addiction, it's a process, and then getting rid of it also it's a journey. So if you're struggling with it, just believe in God. You have to believe God that one day God will find you at the point of grace. So I would like to know that person who worked with you in this process of addiction, as we are heading to the addiction, to the masturbation, then winding up with the talk.
So I had there were some few friends from church that I could confide in, and not on a regular basis, but every once in a while. Let's say we're having conversations, or we are at church, and the Spirit is moving, and just confess to a friend. There are very few that I could actually share this with. I'm a very private person. It's few people that I really open up to at such deep levels. Now when it came to pornography, of course, there's the shame as well. There's the shame and guilt.
Of course.
So there were those few, and just every now and then, but not like they walked with me the whole way, but I believe there were some people in that moment. There were people who helped me, with my next step of the journey, right? Until now, when it came to now, I was going to get married, and it was more of like, okay, this is it. Like I cannot take this into my marriage. God, I've been praying, I've been believing to be freed from this. So why is it still a stronghold? And then he told me, now what I need you to do is confess. You know the verse, confess your sins to your to your friends, and
so like brother confession. Brother to brother confession. Or sister to sister confession.
Yes. So I was like, God, okay, you want me to confess to who? I already told this one last year. I already told it, who do I confess to now? And it's like, you confess to your future wife.
This is at the time when you're praying for God to help you get rid of this.
Yes, like once and for all, I'm like, hey, I've been praying for years. This is from 2012, we're in 2018. This is 6 years. And I need to get rid of this. So it's like, confess to your future wife, like of all people.
Wow. And you're dating this lady?
I'm dating this lady. We're fiance.
Oh yeah, you're looking forward to having as your wife, future wife.
Yes. Man. This is months
that's crazy.
Months to our civil wedding.
I know.
And it was scary. It was scary, man. It was really scary, but I finally mastered the challenge. The courage, I mean, to confess. And I told her everything. I told her everything, and so she was in Canada then, I was here. We used to communicate via voice notes, because by the time I'm waking up, she's going to sleep. So I was like, man, I told them, I can't, I'll just send you a voice note. It's something I need to tell you, but over a voice note, so just bear with me. So I sent her the voice note, and I put in everything. I confessed everything, and I was so scared for her response. I'm like, now how is she going to see me, And the way she responded for me, that was like a true reflection of God's grace over my life. The way she responded with grace, like her heart breaking for me. And she's like, thanks for sharing, and we're together in this. We'll walk together, and we'll get rid of it.
Wow.
That thing was so powerful that from the moment I confessed that up to now, I've never watched porn. Like it just broke. I'm like, God, this is all you just needed me to confess all this time to, like, after all these years, that's it just ended, you know. I did not understand what happened until months later. Again at church, some bishop from Kenya came and preached, and he preached on this verse. I think it's 1 John something, where he talks about where God is saying, if you confess your sins, God is faithful and just to cleanse you of your sins.
Wow.
And the moment I heard that, God was like,
you
remember that thing. You remember that thing.
You feel like he's pointing on, on what he told you.
You didn't understand how it happened. That's what I'm talking about. You confessed, and I was just, and I cleansed you. Like,
wow.
I just lifted it off.
I removed for good.
Yes, because you obeyed me and confessed. God is faithful and just to cleanse you of your sin. It's not saying if you confess, you will be able. No, you confess, God will cleanse you.
Cleanse you.
Bro, I was like, ooh. And I'd promised him, like, if he, if he, like, breaks this chain, I'll confess. So that moment he just told me, you remember that thing? I'm like, oh, that's what you did. Like, yeah. Okay, I need you to go testify right away.
Wow. Even after confessing to your wife and
so then I went to testify because
to the congregation.
To the congregation.
Oh God.
Like it's these powerful moments you just don't see coming. So up to now, even my I would say my wife was like the last, the ultimate.
Oh yeah.
Like person who, because this is a person like my best friend now, who I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with.
I know.
So I would say like she was the last leg of that journey to help me break that, like who God used to help me break that that addiction. So like her grace and praying for me and just encouraging me and telling me, yeah, we'll make it through. That's how I would say that she's That's how God was able to break me over this.
Man, sometimes I would say sometimes God is just amazing. God is amazing in His ways. They are mysterious. You can never understand God's ways. They are so mysterious, and He's faithful. So I think I would like to take you back a little bit on the church, how the Church of God embraces these topics, especially in Rwanda or in Africa, I would say. In the Church of Africa and the Rwandan Church, some of the topics, man, they are like taboos.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy, toka shetani. It's as if you raging a war against the church. I mean, probably I'm going a little bit deeper, but I would say let's talk about the taboos topics. And now you talk about, I think you told me about going to confess in front of the Church of God, the congregation. And then your community, that it's not already understood, they haven't embraced these topics. Talk about like the Church of God. And probably you'd even go to how probably it might be a hindrance on somebody finding a place of freedom to share about such struggles like pornography and other struggles, by the way. Talk about embracing such topics.
Well, I was just blessed and fortunate that I was part of a church that really encourages these things.
What's your church?
Right now, it's a Trinity Chapel.
So the one you went to confess to was?
To testify. It was a Trinity Chapel.
Oh, Trinity Chapel, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I was. We were congregating as well. So I was just fortunate, but even if they were not, I already had this conviction from when I got saved that, this is God's story. These issues are real, and people need to hear them. Like you're saying, one soul can benefit from that, just from hearing that. Oh, I'm not the only one struggling with this. Even you're struggling with that. So it really, it's powerful. Unfortunately, not many people see that as well. But I would say it has changed. It has changed a lot. But yeah, like you said, some churches or let me just say society, not the church per se. It's just that the church is made of people as well. We're all humans from different backgrounds, traditions.
True.
So I understand all that in a way, where some of them come from. I would say it's just a lack of understanding that, exposing these things actually gives God, it's like we're giving God the opportunity to shine a light on them and, break all that. Sin grows in the dark.
I know.
And that's why the devil will bomb you with shame and guilt so you don't expose it. Because he knows what will happen once it's exposed. So some people just need to understand that, and the church should embrace that and encourage it actually for people to be like, hey, you need to come. And when they do, they need to really to embrace the people when they don't shame them.
If God embraced you into your situation, I think you told of how God accepted you, and He led you. He walked with you slowly with your struggles, and to the point where He told you, "Hey, you just need to go and confess to the church, to your community, to your Christian community. Why not the Church of God?" So for me, I was talking about the church in the way of embracing it, working with people who are struggling with pornography, marijuana, and other struggles that young people go through, and then they don't feel okay. They don't just feel okay to talk about these struggles because they believe they'll be rejected. They'll be judged at the same time.
Yes.
So I think
I think judged is the main word.
Oh,
be judged. Oh, yeah. And we tend to forget also, like like God said, Jesus, first remove, before you take out the speck in someone's eye, remove the log in yours.
Judging.
You might be judging someone because of the pornography, yet you lie.
You lie.
And a lie, it's also a sin to God, and it's like you're in the same boat, So we need to really embrace and not judge and not reject others, and actually, if you've experienced God's grace over your life, it's also for you to extend it. God would like to use you to extend it because you know firsthand, what it's like.
To some extent, did you feel like probably you'll be judged if you start to tackle on if you take step and go to testify about your struggle and about, did you feel
in that moment? Then no, but before
you had no fear, like of
then
being judged?
because I'd been, I don't know, I would say it was scary in the first days when I was just still getting new in this. And sharing my testimonies and stuff, it used to be scary. Like, oh man, how are they gonna see me now? Or they're gonna know this about me now. Like, why do I expose this? It used to be scary. It used to be scary, but every time I did it, just even to hear someone just call you, like, just one person out of a congregation of hundreds, and tell you, man, your story has helped me. Be like, okay, this is why God is. This is why God wants me to do these things, and also after sharing, you realize, it's not that bad. Actually feel better, feel less burdened, just I was able to rest in God's security, God's umbrella, being like whatever they say, man, God, I already know what God is. Feels God. Exactly. So I thank God for that.
Man, that's grace, and it takes boldness to be used by God when it comes to sharing things that God actually enabled you to get rid of. So I believe it's the grace of God. You can't do that unless you have the grace of God. So let's head to the masturbation as we are winding up with today's topic, which is a wide topic, sensitive and controversial, I would say, right? It's really controversial. So talk about masturbation as you're winding up, probably even if you would give some tips and also encourage somebody who is going through such a struggle, an addiction, probably you would do.
Okay, masturbation. Well, I need guidance. What do I talk about first? Could you
sure. I'm talking about masturbation, during your time of addiction. When did you start? Probably, if you would say, if you remember the time when you start after watching pornography, then you found yourself engaged into masturbation. Then at which point did you get rid of masturbation? What worked for you? Things like that.
Okay.
You can just wrap it into one.
Well, yeah, masturbation.
yeah.
Okay, it came with watching, of course, porn, and again, influence, learning about it from friends and all that, and watching it also. And you know, I tried it once, and that was it. Just like the smoking and all that, it just took taking that one step, just taking that one step, and next thing, looking for that release, looking for that pleasure. Even when you're depressed and all these things, it became an escape. It became, yeah, an addiction, just like the smoking and all. But you know, when God broke me off of the pornography, that went as well. I stumbled just once. And you know, my wife challenged me with it, and you know, it was heartbreaking, and it never happened again. So I thank God. I would say when it comes now to masturbation, also it's one of those things where, like, when the hormones were acting up, had to, you know, instead of doing that, look for another way of releasing that pleasure hormone. And for me, that was like, you know, going to exercise and being disciplined and exercising regularly. So all my energy, I would, like, you know, just release all my energy, working out. It shifted my mind. I would say that was one of the things that helped me just, you know, stop.
Interesting. We are winding up with today's talk, today's topic, and I don't know how much I would say thank you, but I would say thank you, again, thank you. I would say a million times. Why? Because you talked about your struggles, starting with your struggle of marijuana, and then you opened up. I mean, who else can? I mean, I don't see anyone who can say thank you to you. Such an open Bible you are. Because when I mean an open Bible, God took you through this, and then He made you a ministry to even the young people. So I would say thank you so much, and I hope this is not the last day or the first day. Once we are looking forward to talk to the young people, relate with the young people, we will probably communicate to you, and then we can have you once again on another topic that resonates much more with our lives as the young people. I would say, as you're watching, we are probably, if you're just viewing right now, or you are tuning in right at this time, I would like to remind you that we talked about pornography. I had Gael into the studio. He's a brother into the Lord. He's a rapper. He's a great, actually, I would say, one of my favorite hip-hopper, gospel hip-hopper, I would say. Then I would say, there is a question I will close up asking you. Okay. I will close up, before I will close up, because I close up this talk, I will have to ask you about something a little bit about music, but that's okay. So I would say my struggle about pornography, it was more about the influence, as you mentioned. And I started to watch pornography when I was also in high school, probably like senior one, and then eventually found myself into this also masturbation. But thanks be to God, who actually helped me into get rid of this devil plan of destroying God's people. And now I'm testifying right here, testifying broadly, testifying about what Jesus did for me. So if God did it to me, if He did it to Gael, then He can eventually do it to you. Keep faithing in. If you haven't received Jesus as your Lord and Savior, this is your time. Also, you can find an email on the YouTube channel, or even try to reach to us through our social media platforms. We can lead you to a person who would lead you to, or grow you into faith, and then as you confess your life to Jesus as your Lord and Savior. I think we are talking about addictions, but we can't talk about addiction without pointing people to God, to Jesus, because you mentioned about God. I don't see your picture of being free of pornography and other addiction without mentioning God, the hand of God. So as we are closing up, I would like to remind people that God is able. What He did, to both of me and Gael, he can do it for you too. Before I wind up, I close up, because this is the close up, we are closing up the talk. I would like to ask you, what's the difference between a Christian rapper or a rapper who is a Christian?
Hey, I don't know.
in few words, just
I don't know. Like,
Difference
I
between
really don't know. A Christian rapper or a rapper who is Christian.
Hey, oh, they sound the same.
Sounds the same to me. I
Okay.
really don't. I don't see the difference.
Okay.
Yeah, but probably someone knows. I don't know. For me, I really. A Christian rapper and a rapper who is Christian, it sounds the same to me.
It sounds the same
Yeah,
to you.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Never mind. We'll get to you. We'll get back to you on this one. And, that was just a warming up question, a closing up question. But you don't need to answer it if you don't feel like you have the content about it. But thank you so much, Mr. Gael. Say hi to your wife, and you guys, your family has been of a blessing. I'm sure if it wasn't, I know family, they kind of cooperate when it comes to, if you had to come here on the TV, I'm sure you guys talked about it.
Yeah.
So say hi to her.
Will do.
And we appreciate her the way she actually helped you into this struggle.
Yes.
And I can encourage somebody who is going through such an addiction or another addiction, find somebody who can encourage you into God. And then I'm sure that working with a person who is a believer is different with the lonely ranger journey. Bless you. Keep watching, keep commenting, keep challenging. God bless Rwanda.
Right. Thanks, man.
That was too random.
No one compares, nothing compares to the great I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. God of all creation, God of all the universe, God of all the sons, God of all the daughters, God of all the land, God who split the water, God who showed me the light, God who gave me sober, God who gave me hope, God who gave me another chance, God who gave me wisdom, God who changed my eternal stance, God who made me, God who saved me, God who touched me, God who healed me, the God who breaks my chains and frees me, the God who came through when I called him right on time, the God who came through when I sought him, blew my mind. God who didn't forsake me, who forgave me, God who didn't erase me, yeah, instead you raised me. No one compares, nothing compares to the great I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. You stand alone, my King, high on your throne, you reign. You're the great I am. I am. How can one explain the peace that you bring? How can one explain the faith that has despite the suffering? When it hurts, when alone with no wings, there's no logic, it surpasses human understanding. Yeah, it's your greatness that's in all the world. Yeah, it's your goodness that we are yearning for, and it's your faithfulness that we're depending on. 'Cause your righteousness we can't attain. There's none but you in all the world, holy, almighty. Even when we're hating, you're patient and kind. You're the one we find waiting when we come back to you. The only one who'll make us better. You're the same yesterday, today, and forever and ever. No one compares, nothing compares to the great I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. You stand alone, my King, high on your throne, you reign. You're the great I am. You stand alone, my King, high on your throne, you reign. You're the great I am. Great I am, I am, I am, I am. Great I am, I am, I am, I am. You're the great I am, 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 I am. Great I am, I am, I am, I am. Great I am, I am, I am, I am. You're the great I am, 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 I am. No one compares, nothing high on your throne, you reign. You're the great I am. You stand alone, my King, high on your throne, you reign. You're the great I am. You stand alone, my King, high on your throne, you reign. You're the great I am. Great I am, I am, I am. Great I am, I am, I am, I am. Great I am, 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 I am. You're the great I am, I am, I am, I am. You're the great I am, I am, I am, I am. You're the great I am, 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 I am.
Thank you so much for being on The Christian Way. We talked about pornography. Pornography, we tackled things like sex life, masturbation, and of course, this addiction has a grip on so many young people. We had a guest, Gail was our guest today. And of course, I picked my takeaways or my home takes, if I would say. And I hope you also are going to learn much more about this talk that we just had with Gael.
Yeah, and if you didn't watch this episode, if you missed it by accident, you can still go to our YouTube channel, The Christian Way, and you can rewatch it. You can catch up with it. So yeah, anyways, guys, thank you for watching.
Blessings.
Stay tuned.
Blessings.
Bye.